Welcome to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Eric and Rob.
All right. Welcome in, everybody. Talking about that Halloween Havoc. NXT 2.0's version of Halloween Havoc. We didn't get the pumpkin, man. It's not Halloween Havoc without the pumpkin in the gargoyle like it was back in the day. But hey, it is what it is. I'm your host, the Real Big E. My co-host, Rob the Ambassador. How's it going, man?
Man, it's going good. Going good. Always enjoy the NXT pay-per-views, but this is our first NXT point 2 or 2.0, I guess they're calling it, pay-per-view, and I'm curious to know your thoughts on it. I have my own. Curious to hear yours.
Yeah, we're going to get into it. But, it is Halloween month, and, I just posted earlier today our second movie review, which was House of a Thousand Corpses. The audio is up. I still got to edit the video, but any other good Halloween movie recommendations you might want to throw out?
Oh, me?
Yeah, anything you've watched during this month, maybe something you haven't seen, or maybe just something you would recommend.
Man, most of the ones I've watched are ones I've seen because I have some favorites. I'm a big 30 Days of Night guy. I love that film. I just got it on Blu-ray this year.
That's the
I just
vampire
watched
one,
one
right?
tonight. It is a vampire
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. I like that movie too.
Yeah. I watched one tonight called Wolf Creek. It was made in Australia. It's from 2005. Kind of a slow burn, but I did enjoy it. It's got kind of a gritty, kind of real feel to it. I enjoyed it. It picks up really at the end, but it is kind of a slow burn. I'll warn people about that. But I liked it.
All right. Cool. We got one more horror movie to go for this month. We gotta get that show in because Halloween's Sunday. So are we doing? God, I forgot the name of the movie.
Yeah, I think we decided on High Tension.
High Tension. That's right. Okay. I know it was free on Tubi, so I'll check it out. Yeah. All right, man. Well, let's get into Halloween Havoc. We're still down here at the CWC, and we kicked off the show with the first of all, it's Halloween Havoc, so I do like this concept of the wheel. So, if it's a championship match, they spin the wheel and it gets a stipulation. I'm curious to know what you think. Like, is it a gimmick wheel, or did they know how to rig it to so it'll land on a specific one? Because if it doesn't, then I don't know how you can, lay out a show if you don't really know what's gonna happen.
You know what, man? For me, obviously I'm not no insider, but I just feel like they somehow rig it. I think it's a gimmick thing they do to make it seem more intriguing and more fun. But with certain matches, you have to have things in place. Like, look, if it lands on the ladder match, well, you're going to have ladders. Like maybe
Right.
they keep under the ring just in case. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know if you can do a ladder match or something like that just on the spur of the moment. I
Right.
would think take some sort of rehearsal. So yeah, to answer the question and not to ramble, I'm going to say I think it's fixed, so to speak.
Yeah.
The wheel
The
is.
wheel.
Yeah, I know we don't like to use that term when we're referring to pro wrestling, but I do think the wheel is fixed.
Yeah. And how did you feel about Sir Chucky kind of going in and out on the show, being part of the show? I know it's a USA thing, so not really WWE.
Look, man, I'm going to cut it some slack because it's Halloween Havoc. They're trying to celebrate the month and they're trying to promote a new show on Sci-Fi and USA. So it didn't bug me too much. He didn't dominate the show, so I was good with the little snippets they gave him.
Yeah, I could take it or leave it. I guess they did have a fun fact with Braun Breaker later on. Him and his pops, both, I guess, had interactions with Chucky. in their wrestling career. So, all right. First match, we got the Scare Way to Hell ladder match for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. We got Gigi Dolan and JC Jane versus Persia Parada and I'm trying to get all these names.
Well, I know Indy Hartwell was
Indy
in
Hartwell and Persian Parada, and then you got Io Shirai and Zoe Stark. Okay, so I did come in this match a couple minutes into it, but I still saw the majority of it. I did like that these women really, really tried, and they really went out there and there was some tough spots in this match. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. That spine buster on the ladder was wicked. But Indy Hartwell, honestly, she impressed me the most in this match, outside of obviously Io Shirai, who's always going to be the star. But I would say out of the people in this match that I think has showed the most potential was Indy. She was kind of all over the place. And I thought the match was going good, but then Zoe Stark, I know how you are too with these botches, man. She went for a moonsault and landed on her feet. Like, how did you do that?
Yeah, man, landed on her feet and then tried to go ahead and do the splash.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, Parada's calves, it just looked bad.
It looked bad. It looked real bad. But you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going. And then of course Io Shirai with the spot of the match, getting knocked off the ladder by Indy Hartwell, and then that fall, man, I gotta tell you, it's as small as she is, it just makes it look so much worse. That was like a Sasha Banks fall that she took, nasty.
Yeah, man, it was rough. I was actually a little worried about Io. That looked like a bad fall. And I know she's a professional and she does this sort of thing regularly. But, yeah, that one looked a little rough.
Yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, it is Toxic Attraction. And Gigi Dolan grabs those belts. And so far, Toxic Attraction wins the match. And they have one more championship to go. And they're really putting the stable over so far. I think it's the right thing to do. They come in as a team, as a stable. They should be, actually winning, not two people that got thrown together as a tag team. So I really have. This was a fun match. I agree with Bleacher Report's grade. I give this a straight up B. It probably would have gotten an A if, not for some missteps and that botch. But outside of that, I thought this was good work. This was damn good work. Give it a B.
Yeah, I agree with you. I know the girls were trying. I went B- because it wasn't just that botch by Zoe, but I could just tell that these girls were kind of new to the match, and you expect that. Look, it's developmental 2.0. Some of these girls are new faces, haven't been around that long. At least Parada, to me, I don't know, maybe I just haven't noticed. It doesn't seem like she's been around as long as Indy and some of the other girls. And even the ones who have been around a while, this was probably their first ladder match. I don't know if maybe Io has some experience with that, but some of these girls, you could tell maybe it was their first one. Looked a little nervous, looked kind of out of sorts, and it showed. But at the end of the day, I was entertained. So I'm not going to be too harsh on it, but B-.
Right on. Right on. Okay, I guess we kind of got to get into man, this you knew it was gonna come up, man. This running gag all night. These segments between old Trick Daddy and Carmelo Hayes.
Trick Daddy. I guess that's what we're going to call him. He's going to be Trick Daddy.
And Gargano and Dexter Lumis got this haunted house set up because I guess Johnny Gargano stole Carmelo's belt, and he's trying to get it back, and this is where they are, and it's this haunted house, and it's shot in the cinematic mode. Back in the cinematics for whatever reason. I will say though, I know these guys are trying to play this hardcore, gangster, not even really gangster, but just hard edge characters. That's gone. I mean, they absolutely killed that with this, being all scared and shit. But I will say, Trick was entertaining. He was more entertaining than Carmelo. I will say that. I thought his timing and stuff he was saying was spot on. And I know the podcast mentioned this, but they both were dressed like Tupac from the California Love video. But yeah, it was a thing that ran all night. Those two just, I don't know. I knew you were hating this the whole time, but
you know what? I really wasn't caring for it. I know they do these things. I think they did it at the last Halloween Havoc. For whatever reason, it just seemed to have been done better then.
Cameron
Carmelo
Grimes. It was Cameron Grimes and Dexter Lumis.
Dexter, yeah, we got Dexter involved in these things. But yeah, done better last year. But this year, I didn't absolutely hate it, but I didn't enjoy it nearly as much as the one they did last year.
Yeah, it made more sense for Cameron Grimes, and he's more of a. I think he was like a chicken shit heel at the time, so it made more sense. These guys are supposed to be serious heels, but you got them doing chicken shit stuff. I don't know.
They brought back the zombie ref.
That was awful. I mean, that was like Street Profits, Viking Raiders. I was like, this is rough.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Halloween Havoc party / Joe Gacy versus Malik Blade. Why do they keep bringing this brother out just to beat him? Every week he come out and he loses. Every single week. He's got a good name. He's got a good look. He looks like he can wrestle, but he's just a jobber. It's really getting annoying. And Joe Gacy's finisher is the clothesline from hell. He's got JBL's finisher. I don't know.
Yeah, he does a little thing on the ropes, kind of like something Tajiri used to do. He somersaults into the ropes to get momentum, flops back, lands a clothesline. So yeah, basically it's a clothesline from hell with just a little more stank on it because of the bounce off the rope. But yeah, basically just a clothesline from hell.
Well, this segment had too much stank on it. I didn't care for it. Yeah, this was just some bullshit. I know I'm going back and forth with the grading system, but I just didn't. I thought this was a waste of time.
You gotta call it like you see it. Call it like you see it.
So yeah, this is definitely a D, and I'm tired of them beating Malik Blade. So yeah.
Yeah, I went D as well. I did not enjoy this. I'm hoping, like you said, hopefully they'll do something with Malik. Right now, I mean, the people who he's fighting, it's not like they're, you know what I mean? They're not bums he's losing to. These are people you can tell they're trying to build up. I mean, Joe Gacy, I'm not sure I'm feeling the gimmick, but obviously he's someone they're trying to elevate. So he gets over on Malik. Maybe Malik will get his turn sometime down the line.
I don't know. I think they jumped the gun with Gacy because they had him face Ciampa, and now he's back down to facing the jobber. And after his first promo, he kind of hasn't been able to find himself since. So I don't know. I'm not crazy about the character at all. After that, we got Lord Jesus. The Diamond Mine, Pick Your Poison, Malcolm Bivens. I will say this though. This actually was funny because, they do this whole open challenge thing and Odyssey Jones comes out. And I did like this line because it made sense. He was like, all due respect, yo,
no,
big
he's
ass.
All disrespect.
Oh, disrespect, yeah. Your big ass is not 205 pounds.
I know you don't like him, but I actually like Malcolm Bivens.
That was the
You
best thing he's ever said.
Yeah. Even before the whole 2.0, I last night was really funny.
Yeah, I was like, finally he gave me a good line. But this match, I'm sorry, this was fucking stupid. This was F for me. The whole interaction, getting all the Diamond Mine involved, and then you beating Ossy Jones. It just seemed it seemed rushed. It seemed out of place. I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought the show started off so great with that ladder match, and then you got 2 filler matches because they just didn't have. They had to fill that spot with something, I guess. But yeah, this was stupid. I didn't like it at all. This is worse than the Joe Gacy. Yeah, I'm not feeling Diamond Mine. I know everybody's talking about how they're better now, and maybe they are because they added Ivy Nile. That's cool. Have her wrestle somebody then, if that's the case. She's the best thing in the damn Diamond Mine, in my opinion.
Man, I agree with you there. Her first match, I was really impressed with, but when Odyssey Jones came out, obviously I knew that wasn't going to happen. Look, man, I'm with you. The whole thing seemed rushed. As I was looking on the internet to find the card, I didn't see the Joe Gacy match listed. I didn't see this match listed. And I'm like, well, why are we having to sit through this bullshit then? So, I'm not going to go F. I'll go D. I like Odyssey Jones, but just a match between him and Roderick Strong, that just doesn't excite me. So Roderick got over on the bigger guy because he had help from Diamond Mine, which you would expect. But I just didn't care about the match at all, and I didn't think it was very good. Just like you said, it was just felt like filler.
Yeah, because we had to get to the most important match on the card right here. Right here, go ahead and for the viewers at home, go ahead and check it out. You know what I mean? The goddess. Y'all know what it is. It's time for Raquel Gonzalez versus Manny Rose for the NXT women's title, and they spun the wheel, and it ended up being a trick or street fight. I know what they were going for with Raquel's entrance, with her coming in on the bike. It looked like a badass, but that looked like an old person's bike that she rode in on. Like, God damn.
It did, man. And what was up with that fluorescent green gear she was wearing?
Yeah, stick with the black. Stick with the black. Either you were black or you were
blinding.
white.
That shit was blinding.
I guess she was in Halloween spirit, man.
Yeah.
But well, I gotta say, and I know I'm a homer for Mandy, and this is gonna sound even more so like a homer, but I thought this was her best. This is the best match I've ever seen her in. Period. She was working that kendo stick. She was hitting moves. I thought that her timing is 10. I mean, this was the best move she could have done for herself, was go back to NXT and just work out the kinks, because I think we all could agree that, well, the physical appearance is there, obviously. She's had to fine tune herself, and I think just get more confidence in the ring. I think she's done that by going back down to NXT. I think this was the plan for her to get her own faction, her own stable from the jump. It just took a little longer because they did the whole 2.0 thing. And I appreciate that spear. She spear rose through that table. I actually thought that might have been it. I was like, oh, damn, maybe she won't do it. But when she kicked out, I said, oh, yeah, it's it. That's it. And I know you don't like the interference. And I actually thought it was, Gigi Dolan under there, but we'll find out who it actually is here in a minute, that whacked Raquel in the back with that shovel. That was clearly gimmick too, by the way. But hey, shovel, whack, knee to the face, and Mandy Rose, God's greatest creation, is your new NXT Women's Champion. And Toxic Attraction have all the gold in NXT. Again, I'm going to give this a B. I enjoyed it. I got the outcome I wanted. I thought Mandy Rose was the best Mandy Rose match I've ever seen. And I truly am happy for her. And it's not the last that we're going to see of Raquel. They made her look strong. And the hooded figure was, after I thought about it, because I was wondering, who could it be? And I was like, oh, Dakota Kai. So I'm glad they're renewing that feud, and Raquel's past has come back to haunt her. And we're going to get it. I can see that being a good takeover match, with a good stipulation. And then one of them gets called up afterwards. So yeah, I gave it a B. Match was good to me.
Okay, I went C plus, like you said. Now, look, I'm not the Mandy fan that you are. I will agree that this is probably the best match I've seen her in. Look, she's still a work in progress. She's not all the way there, but she is improved. I have to say that. Still, I was surprised that they put the strap on her, because that's a big responsibility. Now, obviously, she's the biggest face in the women's division right now. And I guess when you really look at it, with all the changes in NXT, she's probably the best lady to have it right now. I mean, Candice LeRae is out, about to have a baby. Eel's already had it. Zoe Stark just got done being tag team champion. Obviously, they're not going to make her the singles champion right now. I mean, and so when you look at it, there's just not. Xia Li is going to SmackDown. So I guess, yeah, Mandy is the girl right now. And because she's been on the main roster, she's a familiar face. So for that reason alone, it's good for her to have the title. But I am curious to see what some of her defenses will look like, who they'll get her in the ring with, and curious to see if she'll continue to develop. Did I give my grade?
You said C plus.
Okay, got it. Yep, I thought I did, but I want to make sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not mad. I could see people going to see, but you know me. You know me. All right.
It was a C plus. It was almost there, but just not quite. I think Mandy's capable of better. I think we're going to see better from her if she continues to do the work and improve. We're going to see even better.
Yeah. I mean, she can only go up from here, in my opinion. And I would love to see her versus Io Shirai. I would love to see her versus even Zoe Stark, even though I'm not the biggest Zoe Stark fan. But I could see that being a match. There's more women that are her size than are Raquel's size. So I think this is a good move. And then obviously it's a stepping stone for her. Eventually she is gonna go back to the main roster. This is kind of just a way for her to fine tune. Obviously Vince didn't want to give up on her. And he's smart enough to know that, not to give up on her. But yeah, man, I'm just happy. I'm a Mandy Rose fan. I've gotten to meet Mandy Rose. One of these days, I'm gonna get this shirt signed. You see, I even got a shirt on underneath because I got to keep this clean. It's going right back on the hanger when I get done with the show. So
yeah, I think another thing. Gosh, I hope I can remember my train. I opened my mouth, but go on with what you were saying. When it comes to me, I'll jump.
We had Kodo next. They just cut to more of this, Hayes and Trick Daddy thing. I just kind of was over that shit. But the other highlight of the night for me was seeing Solo. I hope I don't say this wrong. Solo Sikoa, the Usos brother.
Yeah, Rikishi's other son.
Yeah, I mean, damn. Like if you put Jimmy and Jay in a machine, and this is what you would get, because Jesus Christ, they look just like them. Same tattoos, same everything. Like it's just he even got Uso chant, and I I don't know why he's even in. Other than I guess learning, certain cues and getting his timing down. I don't see him being in NXT very long at all. If they really want to keep pushing the whole bloodline thing, they'll probably call him up sooner than later. He looked good. He took out Grayson Waller. He looks dominant, but he looks just like his brothers.
Yeah, obviously the look is there, and we know the lineage is there. I'm curious to see what kind of work he does in the ring. I don't know if that's the reason why they're starting him off in NXT, or maybe it's because anybody who's a fan, you heard the fans chanting Uso, they know he's Rikishi's son, the Uso's brother, and so maybe they just want to keep somebody well known in NXT for a little bit. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching his career and see how it develops.
Okay, we got the Lumberjack or Lantern NXT Tag Team Championship match, MSK versus Imperium. And I gotta tell you, man, those Imperium guys and got more and more ripped up. I ain't never seen them that lean. Jesus. I'm not a big fan of Lumberjack matches, but I thought this was a pretty good match. This is probably the best match. Like, if you're talking just in ring and bell to bell, it's probably the best match on the card, honestly. And I think this kind of needed to happen. I mean, MSK hasn't really been featured on NXT 2.0 like they were in the past. And, I actually like Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel. I mean, I don't know where the hell Walter is, maybe taking a break because he was UK champ for so long. But I actually like Imperium. I may be in the minority on that one, but they are the new NXT Tag Team Champions. And, again, the best match on the card for me. I guess it's A, and I don't really like lumberjack matches.
Yeah, man, I went A minus, and the only reason I give it a minus is because the lumberjacks were all dressed in costume and stuff. It just made the whole look kind of hokey. The match itself was solid, and you really, to me, didn't need the lumberjacks out there. This would have been a great match for just these four in the ring doing their thing. It definitely.
But they had to do it right because they had to get all them idiots out there in them costumes.
Yeah, and I get it. It's Halloween Havoc. I don't know, man. I just felt they took a little too, take these matches seriously when you got, people all dressed around dressed in these ridiculous, it's just, to me, it just away from it. I like MSK, man. I think they are a very talented young tag team, and I wouldn't mind seeing them move up to the main roster because the tag team division needs an infusion of new talent. And I think they would be great. I'm happy for Eichner and Bartel. I got to meet these two guys at Access when we were there that year, and they seem like good guys. You can tell they put in the work, at least in the gym and in the ring, because like you said, the work was good. Best match on the card for me, A minus.
Nice. I didn't know you got to meet them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, sure did. They had to teach me how to do a selfie because they were sitting at them tables and I couldn't figure out. I was new. Yeah, I was new using my phone, and Eichner had to kind of take my phone and say, "Here, dude, here's how you do
it." Well, that's cool. A lot of those people at Access were cool. I wish they'd go back to doing it, but obviously it's probably even harder now with COVID. But whatever.
Yeah.
All right, main event. Got the NXT Championship: Tommaso Ciampa versus Braun Breaker. It had been a night of title changes, so I was curious. Are they going to do it again? I mean, they could. I mean, it's not impossible. Not at all. Every other thing that changed hands, and the crowd was split down the middle. I appreciated this match. I mean, half was for Ciampa, and when they were chanting for Braun Breaker, they were doing the Rick Steiner bark. So it was nothing but respect. I mean, even Braun got into it. He it was only so much you can block out. I mean, you're gonna break character eventually. They saluting your pops, especially. Braun Breaker really impressed me in this match. He really did. He even challenged his uncle doing the Frankensteiner and he did right after the Frankenstein. I forgot the name of the move, but that combination was the exact combination that Scott Steiner used to do. So, I mean, he really is taken from both his pops, and I think he did the top rope bulldog too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
should I say, he attempted to go for a top rope bulldog and slipped. That was the only flaw in the match, but he kept going. He got past it. He gave Tommaso Ciampa a run for his damn money, and a shout out to Tommaso Ciampa dressing up, doing a cosplay of God of War. Loved it. But I thought like he can't drop it that fast. You know, he came out as Kratos. He can't lose that fast. So I thought it was a good match. He had to hit, fairy tale ending 2 times on Breaker to finally get the win. And he does. He retains. This won't be the last we see of Braun Breaker. I see big things in his future, especially being that he's, Rick Steiner's son. So, yep, this was another B for me. Another B.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I gave it a B. I was surprised. I really thought that they were strapping a rocket to Braun Breaker's back and going to let him get over. But I'm not mad about it because I like Ciampa. But with the title change we had seen, and we know that NXT, right, they're trying to get younger, right? They're trying to skew towards younger viewers. And Braun Breaker is arguably the most exciting prospect on the roster right now. I mean, we all know he's the son of Rick Steiner, nephew of Scott Steiner. The guy is only 23 years old, I think, right now. I mean, and you can see the potential in this dude. I expect huge things from him in the future. But last night it wasn't meant to be for him. And you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you want to take your time. You don't want to build the guy up too quick. Don't want to start a rise too quickly. We've seen that happen in the business before. And it usually doesn't end well for the wrestlers in that situation. So do it right by him. But look, solid match. We saw Breaker bled. There was a Ciampa removed the padding from the concrete, and
I was going to ask you about that. There have been disqualifications for way less. I mean, really, ref? That's not disqualification?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Because, yeah, this match didn't have any stipulation, no kind of stipulation with some sort of Halloween pun attached to it, like the lumberjack lantern and the trick or street fight. Just a straight up match. So, yeah, I was kind of surprised at that, but we got to see a little blood, which added to the drama of the match. But look, man, big things in store for Braun Breaker, but I'm glad that Tommaso Ciampa retained.
Yeah. Yep. And as much as I hate to cut this thing short, we're getting low on time.
Okay. Well, real quickly, I remember what I was going to say. I think it's very interesting and admirable of NXT to make a female faction the power faction of their show right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And not only just to make it, but I think people have bought into it. They believe it. I was 50-50 on the name, but I think I've gotten used to it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
it's grown on me. I like it. I think it fits.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you all for listening and watching. Check us out on social media, YouTube, and make sure you check out us on all your favorite podcast platforms. And what did you think of Halloween Havoc? Let us know in the comments section below. Or shoot us your email at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. And Mr. Ambassador, take us home.
All right. I know we're short on time, but we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Let's hear from you. Get vaccinated. I'm getting my booster on Monday.
Right on, man. Right on. Take it easy, everybody. We'll speak to y'all again soon. Peace.